We've been working on the back end a lot, and it's gotten a lot better, but we can't ignore the forehand. Yeah. That's your strength. We got to continue to work on the strength and improve it. And did you notice when I gave you those floaters that went high and deep, you let the ball drop? You were very defensive with the way you approached that ball. You kind of relaxed.
Let it come down?
Yeah, low intensity, let it come down, and you just kind of hit a regular style forehand back over. I want you to take those a little bit higher and throw your whole body into them.
Okay.
I want you to improve the high ball because, number one, I want you to play aggressive with your forehand, dictate play. Okay, you're going to do that with a lot of intensity and put yourself in good offensive positions with your feet. When you start playing more aggressive with your forehand, naturally you are going to see more high balls.
Okay.
And it is there where you can go for the kill and hit winners.
Got it.
So in today's video, we're going to improve the high forehand. And attack this one. Go, Shamir. All right. I like the short one. I didn't like the deep ones that much.
Because I let him...
Well, let me show you.
Down?
Wow, nice bag, by the way. That's a huge bag, man.
I got a big game. Need a big bag.
Yeah?
No.
Shamir, first thing that we have to talk about is timing. Second thing we're going to talk about is the rhythm of your footwork.
Okay.
And these two things are connected. So let's talk timing first. I want you to take the ball a little bit earlier, which is going to translate into a higher contact point. Okay. Why do you want a higher contact point? Because when you meet the ball higher, you can change the trajectory of the ball and hit it much harder. If you let the ball drop, you're going to have to hit it up and then down. And I'm not saying that you can't hit winners that way. You can, especially this far back in the court, but it's easier to completely destroy the ball when you take it a little bit higher. So on the next few feeds, I want you to focus on the following thing. Okay. You don't need to take it on the rise. It's unnecessary when there's no penetration. And my feeds are not going to have a lot of penetration. Okay. So you're going to let the ball go up to the apex. And then as it's dropping, you're going to try to take it around your chest height.
So these are like sitter balls. These are balls that like sit up where your opponent is just kind of blocking it just to keep it in, and the ball is just sitting up for me to attack?
Of course.
Okay.
Could also be like a moon ball. Somebody just spins it over very softly.
Okay.
It's one of these floaty balls that are going deep. Okay. You've gotten a lot better at half-court forehands. We worked on that a lot. Yeah. But we haven't really worked on the high forehand that's deeper in the court. This one's a little bit different.
Okay.
Yes. You let it drop way too low. Come again. Yes. Okay, you're going to have more strength when you take it higher. You're going to be able to rip it much harder. And what I find with players is that when the contact is higher, naturally there's more body involvement because it kind of turns into similar movements that you have on the serve, similar biomechanics. So, you know, on the serve, when you hit it up here, you go down, you know, with the finish.
Momentum going forward.
Yeah, and then when you hit up on the forehand from your regular strike zone, you're not really going down. You're going up to help the racket. However, when you take it higher, you could theoretically continue to go up, but you can also go straight across. Or you can even go down a little bit like this. In those instances, the body should help the swing path, and you should accommodate it by going down. Okay? So that's why I find with players, especially when they start taking balls even higher above the shoulder, like at the head level, is that naturally they involve their body a lot more on a high forehand compared on a high forehand compared to the regular forehand. And I'm definitely seeing that on your forehands, when you take it higher, that there's more body involvement.
Okay. Am my racket path correct? Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah. When you let the ball drop down to your waist and you do a regular forehand, like you're ripping it hard, but it's like so straight and the trajectory is very low percentage. And it looks like there's less body involvement. So let's continue taking it higher. Yes, Shamir, come again. Well, you notice the footwork is key. You got to move your feet. Come, come, come. Better. Better, Shamir. Come. Better, Shamir. Good body involvement there. Yes, sir. Come again. One more time. You didn't hit that one clean. Come again. One more time. Keep trying. It's all right. Yes, sir. Come again. Take it higher, Shamir. Higher. One more time. Take it higher. Yes. One more time. Come. Take it higher. One more time. It was a little too high. Come. Yes, Shamir. That's the way you take a high forehand.
Am I hitting shoulder height?
Yeah, some of those were higher than the chest. Yes, for sure. But it's not a problem.
It's not bad?
Listen, there's a range. Ideally, chest height is going to feel the best, but it's going to still feel pretty good at the shoulder. It's still possible to hit a good forehand even at the head level. Here, once you get above the head, that's where it starts getting uncomfortable.
Okay.
So ideally, if you want to look for a range, in this zone right here, that's probably the optimal zone for a high forehand right here. Right. Here it's still okay. When it gets up here, that's when it gets kind of weird. The next step is the rhythm of your footwork. And on some of these, even though you did a lot better, taking it higher, naturally there was more body involvement that was great, but still you were setting the feet too early. When you set your feet on the forehand inside of the racket drop, the loading and the unloading becomes more dynamic. In other words, it becomes automatic. So you should avoid the temptation to get in there and set in here, like in this area, and set here, and then go through your swing with the feet already set. You should keep the feet moving and set in here. See, in here. Whether it's closed, whether it's semi-open, you set in the racket drop. And when you can time your footwork like that, where you're setting in the racket drop, now naturally, look where you already are. You're already on the bottom portion of the racket drop. Your feet have set, the ball's already very close. You're going to naturally, immediately unload. You're not even going to think about it. It's going to happen intuitively. So all you got to do is just avoid the temptation to set the feet too early and make that final loading step when the racket has already dropped.
Got it. So
all right?
Set at the racket drop.
Exactly. And you're still going to try to take it higher.
Okay.
Okay, so now the unloading is going to be even more aggressive and your high forehand is going to be even more powerful.
Okay, so set a little bit later.
Exactly. You set too early. Keep moving longer. Come on, set in the racket drop. One more time. Keep moving. Come. Better. Come again. Better. Come again. What's happening now, you're just kind of going like this. And you're not really doing the loading step, okay? So let me show you what that's supposed to look like. Just throw it up high. Now let me show you. Do it again. Watch.
Oh, that's nice.
See, there's almost like a little hop. You see that? Watch again. That was good for doubles. But you saw that little loading step. It's almost like a little hop into the load. Hop into the load.
Oh, it's okay, so it's not just a step back or something. It's
You're going to intend to hop prior to the racket drop so that once you have hit the racket drop, you've already landed. So in other words, you're going to intend to hop when the racket is here, and by the time you land, you're going to be here. It's going to be perfect.
So you kind of hop into it.
You hop into it.
You hop into it, okay.
Yeah, try it out. And Shamir, the thing is, when you can do it like this, the unloading is automatic. You, without even trying, you get more body into the forehand and you start ripping it much harder. But not from there. Look, start here and now hop. Watch. Start here, hop and then drop. Hop and drop. Watch. Hop and drop. Start to your side with the racket. Turn sideways. Okay, hop and drop. Do it again. Hop and drop. Again, hop and drop. Hop and drop. There you go. That's it. Better. Hop and drop. Too early. Hop and drop. Again, hop and drop. Hop and drop, Shamir. Come on, hop and drop, my friend. Hop and drop. Make the hop more pronounced. Come on, hop and drop. Yes, hop and drop. Shamir, you're hitting them so much better.
I have a little bit of uncertainty of when to go into the hop and, what do we call it again? Hop and drop?
Hop and drop.
Yeah, like, cause I'm like, oh, it's in the air, it's in the air, it's in the air. Like, when do I initiate the hop and drop? That's the only bit of like uncertainty I have, but I have to keep practicing.
You want to time the hop and drop properly. So if you hop and drop too early, you're going to end up just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you wait to initiate your take back when the ball is already very close. The ball should bounce on your side first prior to you initiating the take back, which is when you will initiate the hop.
Yeah.
Make sense? So you wait for the ball to come over the net, you're moving and setting up, And by the time it has bounced, you initiate the hop and the drop, right? Hop and drop.
Hop and drop, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes I'm like a second too early. And it's that 1 second makes the whole difference because it throws off the whole momentum of the shot.
Absolutely. Now, the next progression is that we try to move around a little bit more. So I'm going to do a drill where you hit one of these high forehands from the baseline from the forehand side and one from the backhand side. So you're going to be moving laterally and basically doing the same thing.
Only forehands?
Only forehands. You're still going to try to hit it higher and you're going to utilize the hop and drop technique.
Okay.
Best one so far, hop and drop. Better, hop and drop. Better, Shamir.
So when my feet land is at the exact moment when my racket stops dropping?
Yes, but you're not going to be conscious of that. So remember, the racket's going to start moving quickly in that area. All you got to do is...
Yeah, it's not going to pause.
No, it won't pause. It's going to be difficult to manufacture technical elements inside of that zone, what I call the intuitive zone, because the movement is already quick and the ball is already very close.
Yeah.
So, you know, it sounds good in theory, but you try to make things happen in that area, it's going to be close to impossible. So what we're trying to do is execute something in preparation.
Yeah, I'm already
before the racket starts moving fast. So we're hopping and dropping. We can do that because the racket is moving slowly and you can consciously do a little hop so that by the time the racket has reached this full racket drop, which is something that will happen through muscle memory, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have landed already from your hop and you're gonna naturally explode. Come on, avoid the temptation to go too early. Wait. And hop and drop, Shamir. Come on. Hop. Better. Again. 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 Hop. See, when I tell you when to hop, it's a little bit easier for you. All right, that was a lot better. Shamir, the final progression is you trying to hop and drop and trying to take the ball higher out of a rally.
When you said out loud hop, that helped me get into the rhythm of the hop and drop.
It was easier, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately you can't be there in the middle of my match telling me to hop.
I can't be there in a match, but you can tell yourself to hop.
Yes.
You can say it quietly so you don't disturb your opponent, but you can track the ball, move your feet, and just tell yourself when to hop. And it should happen around the bounce of the ball.
Right.
Hop. Okay? Hop and drop around the bounce of the ball. So you can do this yourself. You can wait here and just say hop and drop.
Hop and back.
Okay. And then you can practice this timing.
Yeah.
Come again, Shamir. Come on, quick prep.
Wait, I have a question. Are every shot a hop and drop?
No, of course not. Not every shot's a hop and drop because some shots require you to stay low. When the ball's low, you're going to stay low, right?
Right, yeah.
So there's going to be many different types of forehands that you're going to be hitting.
Yeah.
So hop and drop, right now, we're only going to do it when the ball is higher. When you get that floater, when you get that, that moon ball and you're at the baseline, you're going to do hop and drop.
Got it.
Of course, you're going to do a similar version of the hop and drop on the half court forehand, but that's a story for another day. Okay. Today, we're just concerned with the baseline.
Yeah, baseline.
And not every ball is a hop and drop right now.
Not everyone. Okay.
All right.
Just the high sitter ones.
But you are going to prepare quickly. You're going to move your feet. You're going to have high intensity.
Quick turn, high intensity.
Always, independent on what type of forehand it is. No matter what. Okay, a little bit early, but not bad. Hop. More intensity though, Shamir. We cannot have low intensity on any forehand. We gotta have high intensity, especially when it comes to the high ball. When you have low intensity, the hop and the drop is gonna be very low intensity as well. And it's gonna be a very weak loading and unloading. So the intensity is key, Shamir. Better. Best one so far. Good, Shamir.
Can I hop and drop in the mid-court ball too?
Yeah, it's going to be identical. But the difference is that the baseline shots, they're more stationary because the ball's coming through the court. So you're not in transition. So of course, when you can get up there and stop, it's going to be identical to the one from the baseline. But when you're in transition, this is the hop and drop, this right here. See this front foot. So the setting occurs this way. So it's the same thing. Do you give me a deep one? Okay. Watch this. Okay, and give me a short one. You see the difference?
Well, yeah, this one I feel like you moved into it.
Of course, I had to transition.
Right, the other one you don't really move into as much.
No, it's more stationary.
It's more stationary, okay.
You understand the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, too early. Way too early. Come. Shamir, more intensity. If you're going like this prior to the hop is going to be so low intensity. So let's get the feet moving a little bit more prior to the hop, okay? It's not bad. It's okay, Shamir. It's not bad. It's a little early still. Calm. Too early. Come again. Come on. Not bad. Not bad. Come again. When you play aggressive from the baseline and somebody gives you something floaty, half court you already know how to do.
Yes.
Again. There it is. Now we're going to start putting these balls away from the baseline as well.
Attack from
Come on, Shamir. Let's do this, okay?
Thank you, Nick.
Come on.
All right.